Hello and welcome to thebrightestlife.com. My name's Harry Werber and this video is Tapping 101. So what exactly is EFT, or Emotional Freedom Techniques? What is this tapping thing that I talk about in my site? Well, the easiest way to explain what this is to help you have an experience of it. So in this video, I'll be showing you the basic components of EFT and giving you a basic sequence of how you can practice this yourself. The way I teach this, there are three components to tapping. Number one is the tapping itself. So why do we tap on these points? Well, from the point of view of EFT, every difficulty or unpleasant experience in your life, any traumatic event or something that represents itself as a real challenge in your life, can leave an energetic trace in the energy system of the body. So as we tap on these points and tune into those difficulties or those memories or those issues that you're experiencing right now, we access where that energetic glitch is in the system. And as we're tapping on the points, we're flushing energy through the whole system and therefore clearing out anything that's in the way. And the experience of this can be varied for different people. But often there are physical effects that go along with this. So as we're tapping, you might feel sleepy or maybe even dizzy, drowsy, or you might feel the need to laugh or cry or shout, or move energy in any of these different ways. So if any of those things happen, don't worry, that's a natural part of the process. So that's number one, the tapping part. Number two is honesty. Now that might sound interesting in a context like this. Why honesty? Why is this so important? Well, what I see with my clients and in society more widely is this tendency to try to feel a certain way. There's a lot of pressure from our society, from our culture, to be happy all the time, for example. And so sometimes we put on our game face, as we go out in the morning to work or to whatever we're doing that day. There's this sense of, okay, I need to be happy. And we sometimes push aside those less desirable or less comfortable feelings. The things like sadness, anger, frustration, resentment. These things aren't very highly valued in our culture, and so often they get swept aside. So in a context like this, where we're looking to really open ourselves up to life, to create more brightness and more connection with life itself, one of the most essential aspects of this practice is honesty, being really truthful about what it is that you're experiencing in any given moment. So like right now, for instance, as you're potentially embarking on something new, this might be your first experience of EFT. What is it that you're experiencing right now? Maybe there's nervousness or anxiety. Maybe there's excitement or a feeling of happiness about, hey, maybe this is something that could really work for me. Whatever it is, I want you to be really honest about what you're feeling. And as we go through this tapping process, you'll see how that will work. The third aspect that's absolutely fundamental to EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques, is the way I like to call it, it's love. Now, love can look like many different things. In versions of this technique, you'll find this as acceptance or forgiveness or understanding or compassion. All of these are variations, as I see it, on love. And love is the thing that heals us. I think that we're hardwired to receive love and for that to move through our system. So, let's start some tapping. Tap on the side of your hand. We're going to go through a simple sequence of points today. In some versions of the technique, you'll find more points used. And this one, we're going to use 9 points. So tap on the side of the hand. When we start a round of EFT, we use what's called the setup phrase. That is a phrase that encapsulates what it is that we're feeling in that moment and what it is that we're aiming to work with. So today we're going to work with the idea of stress. Now, stress is something that affects all of us in various ways, and more at sometimes than at others. It can also look like many, many different things. So it might be that you had a really tough day at work and you're feeling all of the stress of deadlines and urgency and your boss shouting at you and all of that stuff. That's one kind of stress. But there's many other types. Maybe you were driving home in traffic and somebody cut you up on the freeway and it just made you really mad. That's another kind of stress. Maybe your kids are driving you crazy. Maybe you're studying for a big exam at school. Or maybe you love playing a particular sport and you're not performing at the level that you really want to. All of these are different types of stress that we can experience, and all of them are just as valid as all of the others. So what I'd like you to do is to take a moment to feel, what kind of stress am I under right now? What does it feel like in your body when you tune into that feeling of stress? So for me, when I get really stressed about a deadline, for instance, or work pressures, I often feel it maybe as a tightening around my belly, a constriction in my throat. I might feel hot, or I might sweat more than usual. My mind might work in different ways. I might have memories coming up of times when I felt stressed or under pressure. And all of these things are aspects of this particular issue for me. So I would like you, as we go through this tapping process, to pay attention to all of those things. What's happening physically? What are the emotions that are associated with this feeling of stress? And what are the memories and thoughts that arise as you tune into that particular feeling? Now, the setup phrase that we're going to use here is, even though I'm feeling stressed, I love and accept myself. So the setup phrase that we use in all rounds of EFT follows that same structure. It's, even though I love and accept myself. So it might be, even though I feel stressed. It might be, even though I feel angry. It might be an event or something that happened. So even though my mother told me I'll never amount to anything, even though that guy cut me up on the freeway this morning. And then the final part is, I love and accept myself. And as I said, that love can come in many different forms. So it could be, I completely accept myself. It could be, I'd really like to love myself anyway. It could be, I'm giving myself compassion right now, or I'm giving myself a break. And as we go through this tapping today, you'll see how I use some of these different variations on the phrase. You can really just use whatever really resonates with you. So let's dive into some tapping. I'll take you through the points that we're going to use live. We'll do this together. So tapping on the side of the hand, this is where we normally start tapping rounds. And repeat after me. It really helps to say the words out loud. So if you really are wanting to have an experience of EFT today, please do participate, do the tapping, and do speak the words. Even though I'm feeling stressed right now, I choose to love and accept myself. Now take a deep breath and just allow that one to sink in. Even though I'm feeling stressed right now, I love and accept myself. And one more time. Even though I'm feeling stressed right now, and tune into what that feeling of stress is like for you. I love and accept myself anyway. Okay, now we're going to move up to the eyebrow point. So you can tap on both sides at once if you like, or just on one side. Now we use what's called the setup phrase. So, the reminder phrase. So this is a short series of words that we use just to remind ourselves of the feeling that we're focusing on. So in this case, let's use all of this stress. Now we'll tap just to the side of the eye. And again, all of this stress. The next point is underneath the eye. And we'll repeat the reminder phrase again. All of this stress. Now, each time that you're saying this phrase, I want you to feel into the experience of what's happening for you. What's it like physically, emotionally, and mentally in your thoughts and memories that are coming up? Tap under the nose. All of this stress. And then tap just between the mouth and the chin in this little crease. All of this stress. Now, as you feel into whatever this stress is for you, I'd like you to rate the intensity of that feeling on a scale of 0 to 10. So 0 is, it's not there at all, I feel fine, I'm not connecting with it in any way, I feel relaxed and comfortable and great. 10 is, I can barely stand it, I'm so stressed out, everything's locked up and tight, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm all of this other stuff, I can barely even say it, I'm so stressed. So where are you on that scale? Give yourself a number from 0 to 10. Doesn't matter what it is, it's just your experience right now, and it's perfect. Now I'd like you to say that number out loud. This stress is a right now. And wherever it's at, give yourself some love and acceptance. Maybe you're at a 10 right now. That's great. I'm glad you're here doing this video, and I really hope this will help. The next point is just beneath your collarbones. There's a little hollow which you can tap with your thumb and your forefinger at the same time. And let's come back to that reminder phrase. All of this stress. And then we'll tap right in the center of the chest on the sternum. This is right in front of your heart. All of this stress. Then we'll move to the point on the side of the ribs. So if you lift up your arm and tap just directly beneath the armpit and on the side of the ribs. You can do one side here, you can do both sides at once, and you can also use the backs of your hands to tap here if you like. All of this stress. And the last point we're going to use today is the top of the head. So tap all over the crown of the head. There's all sorts of points up here. So you can tap top of the head, around the sides, the back of the head. And we'll repeat it one more time. All of this stress. And take a deep breath. And now we'll pause for a moment and check in with how we're feeling. So what are you experiencing? Maybe you're feeling physical sensations going on in your body. You might feel tired or happy or sad. You might feel like you want to get up and run out of the room, and that's okay too. All of these things, whether it's physical or it's the urge to go and do something else, all of these are just natural processes that happen as we begin to move energy in the body. So again, just give yourself love and compassion. Notice where you're at. Notice what's happening for you right now. So check in with that number again. Is that number the same as it just was? Or is it higher or is it lower? Either way, it's great. Sometimes as we access these energies and really focus our attention and our awareness on something that we're feeling, sometimes that number can go up, because it's as if the feeling which has been in the shadows all of this time, or trying to get our attention, suddenly it realizes that we're watching, and it says, yes, we really are feeling this way. I really am feeling stressed. Thank you for noticing. And it gets louder and bigger, and that's great. It's just energy moving. If it got lower, also great. It means that the charge of that feeling is beginning to come down. So either way, just notice what's happening. Notice how you feel. Maybe you feel great. Awesome. We're going to dive back in and do another round of tapping based on what is present for you right now. So whether it's gone up or down, we're just going to acknowledge the feeling as it is right now. So again, we'll start tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I still feel stressed, I love and accept myself. Take a deep breath. Even though I still feel some of this stress, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I still feel some of this stress, it's okay. I choose to love, honor, and accept myself. Deep breath. Now we move to the eyebrow point. I'm still feeling stressed. And the side of the eye. Still feeling stressed. Tap under the eye. I love and accept myself. Take a deep breath in. Tap under the nose. Still feeling stressed. Tap the chin. I'm still feeling some of this stress. Tap the collarbone point now. All of this remaining stress. And tap the center of the chest. I forgive myself for feeling this way. And I forgive anybody else who helped to create this feeling. Tap on the side of the ribs now. All of this remaining stress. And tap the top of the head. Even though I still feel this, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Okay, take a deep breath. So again, check in with how you feel. Is that feeling different now? Do you feel more relaxed, more calm? Hopefully you do, and that's great. And if not, if this has really triggered something for you, then try repeating the tapping section of this video again. Or if you can do it from memory, you can do that too. Just follow along with the points, acknowledge what it is that you're feeling, and maybe be even more specific about what this feeling is for you. You can change the words to get it just right, to describe exactly what that sensation is for you. I really hope that this has helped you to get an understanding of what EFT and tapping is, and possibly to reduce your stress levels a bit as well. We certainly could all do with a bit of that. So check out thebrightestlife.com for more tapping videos and information about EFT. And until next time, thank you very much for being here. keep tapping, and please keep living out your brightest life.